Morning, fellas. It's Tuesday, November 1st. We're about 8:30 and about 74 in the garage. And so, yeah, we're overcast today. Hope everybody had a good Halloween. I even still got my lights on. Yeah, it's a bit cool out there today. So, let me go get these lights shut off. Got a mail call. And let's see, the first one is from the Carolina man. He was supposed to send me 2 stickers, one to give to Kenny, and I guess he forgot. So go ahead and send me another one. I'll get the one to Kenny. But he was doing a lot of models, and he's selling everything. He's got another project going in mind. I think it's a car. But yeah, I think he's got health issues. But tune in and check him out. Okay, and then the next one. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Is one wild Camaro, and he does have a nice Camaro, definitely. And his shop too. The cars in his shop are awesome. So tune in and check him out, guys. And we'll get these up on the wall. Let's see. Maybe we'll right here, in here, we'll put them in. So yeah, check those 2 guys out. I don't know how many of you guys follow Shut Your Face Garage, Slow SRT, Matt over there. But over the weekend he loaded up a video to where he sold his 57 Chevy. And then over the weekend I got my new magazine, Chevy High Performance. And I was sitting there, when he first got it, I told him, he says, he was asking comments, everybody, what should you do? And I said, Matt, you should make it into a gasser. And he sells this, sells his 57, and then over the weekend, the magazine comes, and that's exactly what his 57, minus being a gasser, it was also pretty much stock suspension underneath it, but that's what his 57 looked like, as far as the paint job is concerned. But this is cool. I really got a kick out of looking at this. So see, Matt, this is what you should have done. So it's a pretty nice nice car. But yeah, I think you should have kept it, Matt, and made it into a gasser. With a big block, of course. So off onto the car today. You're going to go back on the back seat. Over the weekend, you guys, I should have videoed it. You would have laughed. But I was trying to figure out how to get my fat ass, my 66-year-old fat ass, into this thing to sit there and to work on the on getting those spot welds cut. And I came to the conclusion that I ain't going to fit in here, and I ain't going in there. So the bottom line comes down to it is we'll just cut them off back here. We'll draw out the spot welds underneath there and there, and we'll just cut these out here. So I'm going to weld this bracket in the middle, or this piece of steel in the middle, right there, going up to hold it while I cut those out, and then I'm going to make my own frame to go around in there, a little bit more rigid, and then we'll once we get that done and cleaned up, then we'll start mounting the back seat and see how that's going to go. First will be the back of the portion, then we'll do the 2 buckets that'll sit there and go underneath. So that's all I got for now. As always, thanks for watching, and when I have more, I'll turn this back on. Later, guys. Hey fellas, welded in that brace right there. I don't think I need it, but we're going to weld it in just to be on the safe side. We'll start with this bracket here. I'll drill the spot welds out down here. I already center punched them, getting ready to drill the hole. We'll cut it right here, and then right here, and then we'll cut it along the top here. And then we'll get this side done, and then we'll do that side. My frame more or less is going to be square going all the way around, and just sit there and give it support, and then it'll be open. So that's where we're at. When I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, got all the spot welds drilled out of here. So now we'll slice it right here and across here. So one down, one side down, and one to go. When I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, well that opened up nicely. So now on this side. And then we'll do some grinding and some sanding. Get this cleaned up and figure out what I'm going to do for a bracket. I think it's just going to be a big rectangle bracket going along. Probably made out of square tubing and just welded into place. But then I got to deal with the shock areas up there, so I don't know, but I want it definitely open like this so we can definitely get to the all around the ECM and everything else. So yeah, so that came out nice. So now we'll start the next side, the other side, and when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, that opened up quite nicely. I did square off that up there, right in there. So, and I got some grinding to do. You can see some of it hanging down. But I want to move the ECM and the fuse panel before I do any more work back in here and get that out of the way. Even though I got it wrapped in a towel, I still want to get it out of the way so we can continue working on it. I got to go get some electrical tape, pull out the wire loom and fix this and get this all done. I need some 80 grit for the DA so I can start grinding all this stuff down and get it cleaned up, and we'll go get some steel and figure out what we're going to do for a frame. Alright, so that's where I'm at. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, yep, took the ECM pedestal out and took the ECM out, and then we cleaned up. Then I spent the afternoon and I cleaned up the wiring. All the way up. I just put the ECM sitting right there, and I wanted to clean that up because I'm going to use the same stock as that's 1/4 inch square tubing to make the frame for underneath the package tray there and get that welded in. So the pedestal is sitting right here. So we'll get this cleaned up. I'm out of supplies. I need some 80 grit for the DA and a few other things. I need to go buy the steel to do this, and take care of that. Let's see. Hey, Eric, let me show you something. When I put the coilovers on, that's the original shock mount for the 68 Camaro. The other one is underneath all that wiring over there. But what I did is I took 16 gauge steel. I made a template and I cut 2 pieces out, primed and painted them, RTV'd the backs, and then screwed them in so I would keep the weather out of the trunk. I don't know on your Z whether you got those problems or not, but you might want to consider making those plates. There's the driver's side, and sealing up your trunk lid, or your trunk trunk pan, excuse me. Also, another tip, rather than having this big thing of air oil every time you fill your air tools, if you're nobody who smokes or you can get a small thing of Ronson lighter fluid, this is a lot handier than that big jug that you get it in, and you can buy it in bigger quantities and just keep this thing filled, and it makes it nice and easy to put a couple of drops in your tools before you use them. So that's where I'm at. I've been doing this, all this stuff that I had on the back of my mind to get done, so I can, and this is all one-man job stuff. My youngest son Patrick works, and as soon as he can give me a couple hours, we're going to align the subframe. So I don't know if it'll be this week at night after work or what. Last night was sort of shot because of Halloween. Hope everybody had a fun Halloween and all the trick-or-treaters. So tonight I don't think it will, because he'll be wanting to watch the World Series, and so will I. And so we'll take a look and see what happens when it comes down towards Thursday or Friday, and see if he can give me some time in here. In the meantime, I'm doing all this one-man stuff, getting the stuff cleaned up and getting everything ready for to put the rear seat in. I hope to have this cleaned up tomorrow and everything else, and start making the bracket or the frame that I'm going to have in there, and then take a look at what panels I'm going to make on that frame, because I am going to close it off a little bit more than what it is and bring them back into the hump and see there, and then turn around and weld in the paint and prime and paint everything. The semi-gloss, I think I still have some of that left over. I'll have to turn around and take a look and see if I do, and we'll get this little project done. There's a whole bunch of little projects I got planned for this winter on this car, because I definitely want it done next year. Another one is doing the emergency brakes. I still haven't done the emergency brakes, and so we're going to be doing that while it's up in the air like this and everything else. So there's a method behind my madness on this, and this is wrapping up loose ends and everything else. So before I start really babbling on and carrying on, we'll let this go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for leaving comments and liking. And we'll pick this up tomorrow after I get back from my errands to the steel shop and to the car body shop, and getting some 80 grit and some other stuff for the DA and a few other things in here. So that's all I got for now. You guys have a good one. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Later.